it becomes very clear now in retrospect for me of like, if you have an SMB successful flywheel, if you have that, that's great. If not, they know that you have to move there, right? You have to move up market.
With regard to the sales process specifically, and the components of the sales process, like what are the biggest differences you've seen? You alluded to some of them, and what has to happen, like what's changed in the way you think about completing a sale in the enterprise versus the way you used to do it in sort of a product-led only motion?
The biggest transformation, the biggest goal where we're going is that we are working as one team throughout the whole company in servicing the customer. It's no longer I talked to someone, they put their credit card and they bought. Now we're developing a relationship beginning with the sales journey, right? And in that with that company, because we have to write, in order to retention is the most important thing now. And so in order to do that, you need two things. You need product fit and you need sponsorship from the company, from the customer. And so the sales rep, the sales team is really focused on, building the right relationship with the sponsor at the company and understanding the product fit into their problem, into their pain. And so that has to then be handed off to CS, and product needs to be able to support that customer, right? Understand the needs of that customer. So now the journey we're going into is how do we all work together? One of the most important things is identifying the pain, right? It's like things in the enterprise is like discovery, right? This is, things that Chris and I spent a lot of time on that discussing, right? It's like, we got to go from feature selling to value selling. In order to generate value for the company, you have to understand what is the pain that the customer has. Then you have to scope it. And then you have to realize, be able to prove to them how much value this purchase is going to make. That's the process you have to go and really identify it. And so when we have, the larger the customer, the more we're pushing on the sales organization to tell us what is their pain, what is it that we need to solve for them, because that is really what remains constant throughout the implementation, right? It's making sure that we are solving for that, because if not, we'll get lost in the features and we'll get lost in the weeds. So before it started with we hired a VP of sales, right, Armin, and so you start with the VP of sales, and then you hire reps, and it's like, what kind of reps? Any rep, anybody that wants to sell, respond, chat. Okay, so you have a VP and reps. Okay, let's add some team leads, right? Some sales managers, and so that's all you have. It's like you have one massive pool of reps with some managers and one VP. And then all of a sudden, but it's one team, one segment, one hodgepodge, one round robin. A lead comes in, you raise your hand, reps would be all night on chat. They're like, a lead come in, I'll take it. So then how does that start evolving as you grow, as you scale? You need now sales operations. Now you need to start segmenting the team. So you have to create multiple teams with different leadership. You need training, you need product marketing, you need tighter alignment with marketing, because you start transitioning from an inbound to an outbound. So now you need, account-based marketing. You need to assign accounts. Then it comes pay. Okay, who do you hire? You need to hire now reps with more experience. And so here comes all the questions, right? We were paying, 50-50 this amount, 50-50 OTE, percent. And now you have to pay, maybe twice as much in sales, right? It's like, are you going to pay those reps? And there's this tension comes in as the founders of like, we were paying half for hitting this much, and now we have to pay in this amount of time. Now we have to pay way more for this other rep that is going to take 9 months to a year to ramp up. What is going on, right? And it's like, and this fear of like, we can't be switching to going after whales, big whales, right? You're hunting rabbit, deer, and then like whales. It's like, this is a lot. So the organization, then you're talking about business value consultants, sales engineers, technical account managers, product marketing, training, the whole thing. It's like really scary. And you have to gradually be thinking about that to bring that as early as possible, because it's beneficial to everybody, as opposed to trying to bring it all at once when it's too late.
And your board was supportive of making these bigger investments? Sometimes difficult to make a transformation that large with that kind of like investment up front, because as you said, it's maybe 9 months before you see the true return on value that you're investing.
I think they're familiar with this, right? They're very depending on their experience. And so what the board will, what you need to present to the board is those early customers that are seeing value, right? And so that's what our board had seen. It's like, wow, for example, there's a slide that you should add to your if you suspect that you're going to go into the enterprise, one slide that could help would be top 20 customers, right? And then you can give their names and you can give their employee or their revenue size and how much they're paying you. And so we have that, and we have how much they paid us at the beginning and how much they're paying us after 8 quarters, right? And so when they can see the average expansion and the retention that you have of these customers, that'll help them validate, right? That they don't need that many examples of those. If you have, if you have 10 of those, then they'll say, okay, then your product is delivering value for this type of business. And they'll be supportive. In fact, they'll encourage you to move faster in that, because in the enterprise, every rep, every month that you weigh, every quarter that you weigh, you have to wait even longer to see the results. So you have to get started fast.